Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 13 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to create the sheets. So I showed you how to create the sheets, how to add all the views. And now we're gonna continue this, but in Twinmotion. So what I want to do is just go to Twinmotion, see in Twinmotion, so that we could just open the Twinmotion. So this is the only thing that I want to do, but you don't need to have this one loaded because we just need to create the datasmith file. So this one is just for us to open Twinmotion, and then click on datasmith, and we're going to export datasmith file, and we're going to load it in Twinmotion. So press OK here, click on datasmith, and then we're going to export datasmith and save it here in our Revit folder. So once you're done and open your Twinmotion, we could delete this now. And then after we delete that, we're going to go to import, click here, and then open, go to the file location where you save it, and then click open, and then import. And then once you're done, this is flickering because it's overlapping. So what you just need to do is to put down the starting ground just below this one so that it doesn't flicker anymore. Then once you're done here, we need to save this so that we don't lose our model. So I'm gonna save this one right here in this folder. So I'm gonna put house, MG House, okay. So after this, what you want to do is sign in to Epic Games so that we'll be able to use Sketchfab, Adobe, and Megascan assets. So after this, click on ambience and then click on camera. One of the important thing to do is to click on the levels. So here the parallelism should be checked so that every time we're creating views is the proper settings. And then now we just need to add in the materials. So we're ready to add this one. So I'm gonna put clear and then change opacity and then make it dark. Okay, I'm also going to turn on HDRI. So environment, click here, enable backdrop HDRI, and then we could just go to details and then height offset this one. And then you could change the scale and then offset this one. And then you'll be able to rotate this one as well. So here under rotation, so depending on the view that you want, we could change it like that. And then after this, let's go to materials again, because we want to add a wood material, or maybe the metal material first for the aluminum mullions. I'm gonna use this one and then change the metalness so it's already there, but I'm going to change the color to dark or to black, and then we could just use this one for this. And then also what I'm gonna do is, because we have that one there already, I'm going to change the wood materials here. I'm gonna use the veneer wood material, and then I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and then scale it a bit so that we could see the grooves. So that's perfect right there. In terms of the materials that we're gonna use here, for the stone, I'm gonna use this. And then for the wood again, for the door, I want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to use mahogany. Actually, I'm going to use ash first, and then I'm going to change this to mahogany so that it looks nicer. There we go. And then here I'm going to put oak. And then scale it a bit. So now it looks nicer that we have something that looks like that. And then here I want to change the material here. So instead of white, I'm gonna click here and change this to gray. So we have the contrast of white and gray here, and that looks really nice. Simple but really nice. And then here we just need to fix this one. And then now the grass part, we need to change the grass, something maybe the grass number 4. Okay, and then for the man-made, we're gonna use concrete here. Okay, and then cobblestone here with grass. And then we're gonna use concrete road number 5 here. Scale it a bit. And then concrete 4 here. And cobblestone here. So that looks good. I'm happy with the design that we came up with. I'm going to change this a bit. To maybe light gray. To make it still look significant. And then here we need to change this material right here. So go to material and then neon. I'm going to change the frame to the same frame color right here, but we need neon for the light. And then because of that, as you can see, this one is lighting up nicely as well. Okay. And then after that, let's save this first. We're going to add vegetation. So I'm gonna populate vegetation here, place, and then we're going to paint or scatter instead so that it's easier. And then go to grass, and then we could change the grass. We're gonna put lawn, multiple lawns, so that it looks nice. And then select everything and then scatter tool. And because everything is connected, as you can see, we have the grass right there. And then we could erase something that is not needed to be there. Something like here. So there we go. So cleaning up a little bit, but it's actually really nice because as you can see, our cobblestone is with grass as well. Something to think about. And then we're going to add some vehicles. And then we can put it 180 degrees. And then change the color as well. And maybe we could add in some motorbikes as well. Here we have something that looks like that. Maybe add one more car. Maybe a sedan. Rotate this one a little bit, and that looks good right there. And then we're gonna place some trees. Let's scroll down a little bit more. I'm gonna use this. We can change the age here to make it look bigger. And then we could add this one. And then this one as well. Make sure to keep on saving it just in case it crashes. And then actually, let's go to right here. Long pine. I think this is better to add around here. Okay, so it looks much better here. Okay, so that's good there. Maybe we could add one more, but smaller. So change the age. Perfect there. And then maybe a small one. Maybe this one, we can add it here. It's actually too big. This one's too big as well. So I just want a perfect enough size just to add here on this part. Let's try this golden willow, and then we can actually, this one is good, perfect enough for this space right here. So I'm happy with that. There, and then maybe a small tree in front here. Yeah, I think that's good enough. And then we could add one more onto this side. Okay. And then of course we're going to add a bit more of these trees outside. So maybe this one. I want something that will be visible at the back. So this one, same thing. Let's increase the age and then add it for background design, and then here as well. Palm, change the age. So that's perfect there. And then we can add in, so save it first. We can add in some houses. I'm just gonna leave it like that, move it somewhere like that, and we have the view right there. Perfect view. I'm going to decrease the size here, and then let's add in a house on this side. Let's put 90 degrees. And then lower it a bit. And then I want to add more trees onto this part. So by just adding those, as you can see, it looks much nicer now and more populated, even if we have those backgrounds there. So that makes a big difference when you're having a screenshot like this. So let's stop here for now and continue in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.